On Sunday evening, June 15th, the President instructed Immigration and Customs Enforcement ICE to do all in their power to remove undocumented immigrants from major Democratic-run cities, Los Angeles, Chicago, New York. His stated goal, the single largest mass deportation program in history, animated counterclimbs from 650 to 3,000 arrests a day. For context, ICE averaged about 650 arrests per day during the first 5 months of Trump's second term. The new target 3,000 daily apprehensions represents a more than fourfold escalation. The directive zeroes in on urban centers controlled by Democratic mayors, where, quote, millions upon millions of illegal aliens reside, according to the President's post. Critics call it political score-settling supporters, a long overdue crackdown. Protesters chant no hate, no fear. Immigrants are welcome here. Targeting specific jurisdictions doesn't just shift resources, it sends a partisan message. It raises constitutional questions about equal protection and selective enforcement. Driving the strategy is Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller, chief architect of Trump's immigration agenda. Miller confirmed that agents would pursue the 3,000 arrest quota nearly 5 times current levels. Stephen Miller, White House Dep. Chief of Staff. In immigration circles, Miller's fingerprints signal a return to first-term tactics: family separation, expanded expedited removal, but now scaled for speed. Yet even as raids ramp up in cities, Trump has quietly paused arrests in 3 labor-hungry sectors: agriculture, restaurants, and hotels, after industry leaders warned of worker shortages. Split-screen tractor on left labeled pause, ICE badge on right labeled expand. We told the administration, lose these people, and crops rot in the field. Looks like they listened for now. Saturday's No Kings rallies remained mostly peaceful until after sundown. Federal agents fired tear gas outside an ICE facility, dispersing crowds chanting "Shut it down. We're out here because families are being torn apart." You can't fix a broken system by terrorizing communities. The President credits the National Guard on standby in LA for preventing wider unrest. "If we didn't have the Guard ready, they would rip Los Angeles apart," he told reporters en route to the G7 summit. Democratic mayors vow to fight back. New York City's legal counsel calls the order blatantly unconstitutional, promising immediate court challenges. Meanwhile, House Republicans praise the move as fulfilling a key campaign promise. Cities can't block federal agents, but they can limit local cooperation. No jail detainers, no data sharing. Expect a tug-of-war reminiscent of the sanctuary city battles from Trump's first term, but intensified. Economists warn the twin tag city raids, paired with sector pauses, could shift undocumented labor into the very industries now shielded, deepening underground economies. Hotel occupancy, crop yields, even restaurant prices may hinge on how long the carve-outs last. Remove hundreds of thousands from metro areas, and you'll feel it. Construction timelines, elder care staffing, food service, all dominoes in a supply chain. For families, the numbers blur into personal crises. 10-year-old Mateo's father was detained in a pre-dawn Los Angeles sweep last week. Mateo's little league coach now drives him to practices. The boy's future, like thousands of others, hangs on court dockets and political wines. We've set up 24-hour hotlines, rapid response teams, church sanctuaries, all to keep kids from coming home to empty houses. The announcement landed hours before Air Force One lifted off for Alberta, Canada, where Trump now faces allies increasingly vocal about US human rights practices. Immigration, once a domestic flashpoint, becomes diplomatic baggage on the global stage. US mass deportations aren't new, but scale and speed matter. In 1954, Operation Wetback removed roughly 1 million people over 12 months. This plan seeks a similar number in 6. If achieved, it would eclipse Barack Obama's 8-year removal total in barely a year, fueling both praise and backlash. Key moments loom. Emergency injunction hearings within days, a nationwide protest wave slated for Independence Day, and, in September, Congress must fund or defund the expanded operation. Each juncture could slow, stall, or supercharge deportations. ICE can ramp up arrests quickly, but detention beds, immigration courts, and charter flights create bottlenecks. Funding fights may decide capacity more than tweets. For residents in targeted cities, expect more roadside checkpoints, workplace audits, and social media tips turning into late-night knocks. Advocates urge undocumented people to memorize legal hotlines and carry Know Your Rights cards. Employers, meanwhile, scramble to verify I-9 South and avoid penalties. Volunteers distribute bilingual pamphlets titled Tasdaricos. I've waited years for the federal government to secure our borders. If that means focusing on cities where the problem is biggest, do it. This isn't about safety, it's about scapegoating. And it's tearing at the soul of our country. America again finds itself at a crossroads between security and sanctuary, enforcement and empathy. As deportation squads roll through city streets and protesters light candles on courthouse steps, the question echoes: who belongs and who decides? Stay tuned. We'll track the legal battles, the economic impact, and, most importantly, the lives transformed in the shadow of policy. If you found this breakdown helpful, subscribe for ongoing coverage and hit the bell so you don't miss our field reports from Los Angeles, Chicago, and New York. Share your thoughts in the comments respectfully, and let's keep this vital conversation going.